Part 6 of building the ultimate AI agent for my students, the revenue generator, outbound re-engagement, also known as lead reactivation. Now, if it's one video or one part that you're going to watch from this entire course, this is going to be it. Why do I say that? This agent is going to be the single agent that gets the most return on your investment. In just 10 minutes, you can set this up for your business or for the businesses that you work for and automatically call hundreds, if not thousands, if not tens of thousands of old leads that are just sitting in your database waiting for reactivation. And so I'm going to show you exactly how to do that right now. Go ahead and create a new N8n workflow and then go up here to these three dots, click on import from file, then click on Ultimate Agent Part 6, which you have downloaded from my school community. And then we're just going to go right through it. So the first node is going to be a scheduled trigger node because every day it's just going to trigger, and I have it set at 11 a.m. for now. And you can change this to whatever time you want, but generally you're going to want to call any time between 11 a.m. and I think 5 p.m. You don't want to call them outside of business hours. Okay. The next thing is we're going to use a configuration node or a set variable node. And the point of this is basically it makes it really convenient for you to enter things like your Vapi API key, your Vapi phone number ID, and your Vapi assistant ID. And that makes it a lot easier than having to go through the nodes later and writing code by yourself. Perfect. Now, the next thing that we need to do is we need to designate a Google Sheet that is going to be where our client's information is located. And it's going to be how we track if a client has been contacted or not. So go ahead and click on the Google Sheet. Now, if you haven't already, make sure you enter in your Google credential. And then the document's going to be from the list. Now, in my example, I've been using something called Clinic Contacts. And the sheet is also going to be from the list. And it's just going to be sheet 1. Now, we're going to go back to our sheet over here. And as you can see, I've entered in the name, the phone number, and then one example. So you're going to need to add a new column. And this is going to be called call sent. Okay. And the purpose for this column is basically to track which contacts have been called or not, because we don't want to call the same contact 100 times, right? We want to send them one call. And then the next time we run this, we're not going to send them again. We're going to call everybody else. Perfect. So go back over to N8n. And then the filter that we're looking for is we're looking for a filter where the call sent column is equal to blank. Because if it's blank, then we'll call them. And then later on, we'll set the value to yes. And that basically means that we're not going to fetch that information anymore. So that's perfect. Next, we're going to use a limit node. And the point of the limit node is that we can limit this to 100 people or 1,000 people or however many. But we don't want to just let it run forever because you're going to call your entire database. And that's not good. So the way that you would change this is you would just open the node and you would say 100. But for my demo, since I'm just using one lead, I'm just going to leave it at 1 for now. Next, we're going to use a loop or a repeat node. And the point of this is basically saying, okay, well, we're going to run through this entire workflow one time. And then after that, we're going to loop back over here and start over from over here. And it's going to do that a total of 100 times or whatever you wrote in here. So in this case, it's going to be 1, but usually it's going to be 100 because that's what I'm using for my actual agency. So now that's done. Next thing to do is look at this HTTP request node. So go ahead and click on that. Now this is actually all done for you because I've just extracted the variables out, but basically it's an HTTP request to Vapi. And this is basically where we're going to say to Vapi, hey, this is our API key. So I want to make a call using this information. So if you look at this JSON code, it's basically saying, okay, well, I have my phone number ID and I have my assistant ID, and I need to make a call to this phone number. So that makes complete sense. So that is all done. Next thing to do is go over to another Google Sheet node. And like I said earlier, this is where we're going to set call sent to yes. So it's going to choose your document. It's going to be client contacts and sheet 1. And it's going to match based on the phone number, and it's going to match based on this. Okay, perfect. That's all done. And after that is done, we're going to wait 1 minute because if we don't use this, we're going to literally make thousands of calls at the same exact time. And that's actually not possible because in Vapi, our concurrency limit, which means how many calls we can have active at the same time, is only 10, which is a lot. But obviously, if you want to add more, it's $10 a month per line. So that's why we use this wait node, is to basically keep us far away from that limit. Okay, so that's actually all done. So we can just go ahead and hit save. And for your purposes, you would set this to active because you want to run every day, like I said earlier, at 11 a.m. But for me, since I'm just doing a test and I'm only using one lead, then I'll just hit execute workflow when I'm ready. So before we do that, we need to go over to Vapi just to make sure that everything is set up. Now, everything should basically be set up. The only difference is you need to go through here and then make some small changes to your assistant prompt. Basically, because as you can see, it's going to say something like, thank you for calling, right? Right here. So it's saying, thank you for calling. Is this Anthony? Is literally what it's going to say. But obviously, we want to change this to something like, this is the Glow Clinic. Is this Anthony? And then we'll change it to like, are you looking to get another appointment or something like that? So literally, in order to do that, just send all your files back to the AI and just say something like, I need to make a cold caller, or I need to make a lead reactivation caller, and give me the updated assistant prompt. I'll just show you how to do that real quick. So go over to your favorite AI. This was my favorite. I'll go over here, set the temperature to 0.4. And then what I'll do is I'll just pass in all of my files and I'll tell it what to do. So literally, I'm just going to give it all these A files. I'll say, I have attached some files for an appointment setter. Now I am working on a lead reactivation cold caller, and I need your help to write the updated assistant prompt for the lead reactivation cold caller. Using the files, attached files as context, give me the updated assistant prompt for the lead reactivation cold caller that would make sense with the attached files. Okay? And literally just set that off and wait for it to finish. So while it's doing that, we can just go through real quick and just make sure that everything is set up. Because really, what we need to do is we need to add a new assistant, and we'll call this lead reactivation. Okay? Create the assistant. And the point of this is we have to use the assistant ID, which is actually right here. And if we use this, then it's not going to have the right prompt. So we're just going to create this, and then we're going to set it up real quick. So the model is going to be GPT-5 mini. The first message is going to be assistant speaks first with model generated message. And we're just waiting for the system prompt. So temperature is 0.4. Voice, we'll just leave that alone. Tools, we're going to give it all the tools. Perfect. Everything else is done, I believe. Now we're going to go over to tools just to make sure that's all set up. That looks fine because hasn't changed since last time. Phone numbers. Here we actually don't need to set any phone number because this is inbound, and what we're doing is we're making an outbound call from m8n. So we don't even need to set outbound here because we're not making it from Vapi, okay? So that's completely done. What we can do while we're waiting is we can set our configuration variable. So this is the phone number that we're going to be making outbound calls from. And this is the phone number ID. So we can actually copy this real quick, go over to m8n, double click in configuration, and then enter in for the Vapi phone number ID. Okay. Now go back over to assistants, choose the lead reactivation model or the assistant. Now this is going to be the ID right here below the name. So go ahead and copy that a couple times, go back over to Vapi, then replace the assistant ID with that code. Finally, we need to get our Vapi API key. So go over to Vapi. It's going to be a toolbar on the left. It's called Vapi API keys. Click on that. And the key that we want is called private key. So go ahead and click on copy ID. Go back over to m8n and then just hit paste and you're done. All right, so now that that is all done, all we need to do is go back over to our AI to get our assistant prompt. So let's look real quick. It says that this is our updated assistant prompt. It looks like everything's pretty much the same because we're still using the lookup client by phone. That looks great. And here it's saying, hi, am I speaking with Anthony? Great, my name is Chloe and I'm calling from the Glow Clinic. I'm reaching out because you have previously shown interest in our services and I wanted to personally follow up. Is now a good time for a brief chat? That sounds really good, so we're gonna go ahead and use it. So go ahead and paste it, go for Vapi, and then just paste that in and hit publish, okay? So now we're just ready to go ahead and call that phone number, so.
Hi, am I speaking with Anthony?
Yeah.
Great. My name is Chloe, and I'm calling from the Glow Clinic. I'm reaching out because you had previously shown interest in our services, and I wanted to personally follow up. Is now a good time for a brief chat?
Yeah, that's fine.
Wonderful. Thank you. Are you still considering options for skincare or aesthetic treatment?
Yeah, actually, I was looking for a solution for my skin.
That's great to hear. The best next step is to schedule a complimentary consultation with one of our specialists to go over your goals. Is that something you'd be open to?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Excellent. What day would work best for you?
Yeah, can we do Friday?
Great news, Anthony. I have a few times available on Friday, August 15th. We have Friday at 8 a.m., 9 a.m., or 12 p.m.
Sure,
What
let's
you
do
prefer?
Friday at 8 a.m.
Perfect. Just to confirm, Anthony, I have you down for a consultation on Friday, August 15th at 8 a.m. Is that all correct?
Yes.
Excellent. Your appointment is confirmed. You'll receive a text message with the details shortly. We look forward to seeing you. Goodbye.
All right, bye. All right, so as you can see, it automatically called. Now, the only difference here I would say is that it doesn't look like it used the lead qualification tool because it didn't find that I was interested in some skin stuff. So that would be the only thing is you just have to go back into your prompt and just make sure that it's using that as it was doing in the assistant appointment setter. So now other than that, it did this very well. Basically, it went over to my Google Sheet and it automatically updated the call sent to yes. Now, the point of that is the next time that this runs, it will basically skip this row because the call sent column is not empty, right? And so that's really the point here of updating this to yes is it tells you that it's already been called and it causes the cold caller to not call the same person more than once. So as you can see, in just 10 minutes, I was able to set up a lead reactivation cold caller, and you can do the same as well for your business or for your agency. And if you want these resources, just go over to my school community, go ahead and go to the YouTube tab, and then I'm going to make a post where I'm just going to put all the files and you'll just click in and download. Okay. And that's how you'll be able to get this file. You'll be able to get this file, basically everything that I've been using today. You'll be able to get that there. Okay. And if you have any questions, make sure to go to the one-on-one support tab where you can ask any question that you want, and I'll just make sure that you get the help that you need. As you can see, I'll really go all on this. We have 18 conversations going back and forth trying to debug. So yeah, go ahead and join and make sure that you ask your questions so that I can get the help that you need. All right. So now if you enjoyed that, make sure to subscribe. We still have, let's see, 3 more parts. So it's going to be really exciting as we add more and more features to this huge project. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.